Academy from the past 1 year. I'm helping students as a mentor and as a guide in their related to their soft skills and also personality development related things. Today, I'm going to talk about the very most important, or you can say like the one which everyone is interested to know or eagerly waiting for the day when once they are a student or they are a graduate. The very thing that excites them is trying to get a job, some placement. Then the process starts with applying the job and going for the interview. So today I'm going to talk about the interview skills that will be helpful for students so that they can think about this and get themselves prepared for the future for their entries whenever they are trying to get their jobs. Okay, so my preparation for interview skills is what I am going to talk about now. Just a minute, let me share my screen. Hope my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Interview preparation skills for students. First thing, we have to understand that this is the time, the interview is the time where you can exhibit whatever you have the talent, or what we say, whatever you have, your core, because the main idea is to show that you are eligible for that particular role. Now, this has both the possible scenarios. One, it may make you feel very, very nervous that you are looking this as a very big opportunity. Or second thing, that you may feel rushed and over enthusiastic, that you want to show everything in the given limited period of time. So this is something, interview is something like a balanced act, a very balanced and structured act where we have to be active, but we should not be again overactive. We should be enthusiastic, not over enthusiastic. Like there should be something, a balance in everything we do. We have to talk, but don't do over talk. We have to stay calm, listen, but don't just stay silent. So this is something we should balance. We should know what are the both extremes, and then try to manage ourselves in between the things, both the things. So where can we start first? So interview skills, basically, if you have to see, interview skills is a cluster of few soft skills. We have already spoken about soft skills in my previous videos, and soft skills contain a big list of soft skills, in which interview skills basically need a few other skills with the communication skills as its main core. So interview is all about communication. We would have done a lot of things earlier. We may be ready to do a lot of things now once given the opportunity. But how will you prove all these things? How will you communicate that you are the right person or you are the eligible candidate? So here, communication plays a very, very important role in this scenario. What are the things that are mainly included in the interview skills? First one is the verbal communication. So second one is body language, third one is writing skills, and the fourth one is critical thinking skills. How do these four soft skills help in your interview? First one is verbal communication. Be sure about the language you use. Obviously, nowadays, by thumb rule, by default, all possible interviews are in English. So you should be able to pronounce the words that are generally used or generally known for all. See that we don't see that you don't pronounce it in a wrong way. Even the basic words, if you pronounce in the wrong way, that shows that we may not have good linguistic skills. So think about the tense you are using. Are you using simple present tense, or what is the right tense you are using while for describing yourself? You should not fill up one particular thing with so many number of tenses, like I am so and so, and I used to, then again I used to think, I used to play, I used to, then again I am. So don't club with a lot of tenses or this thing. Make it simple, make it clear, and don't try to don't try to don't think that if you use very profound and efficient words only, then you can make a impression. It's all about being confident, being clear, and being precise, rather than showing our linguistic talent. That is not the place to show our linguistic skills, but yet we should be able to pronounce, we should be make sense, we should be doing it in a right language without doing any basic grammatical mistakes. So that is what we have to do. So verbal communication, not only you talking, it's all about listening, and it's all about understanding what they are trying to convey. It's about what they are trying to ask, they discuss, or what they are trying to know from you. So listening and talking and speaking both are included in this verbal communication. And the second one is body language. How do you present yourself is very important, because there will be people who will study you, the way your body language, and try to get some suggestions about you, some information about you, and also try to understand whether is there a sync between whatever you are talking and whatever is going in your mind, and what are you as a person. So they try to match up these two things. So body language is one thing we have to take care about. And next one is writing skills. Writing skills comes here regarding preparation of your resume. How do you prepare your resume? How do you present it? These all things are involved in the writing skills. Whereas even now there are some interviews which will start with which will have different rounds. So one thing, you may be asked to share your opinion in the form of some text. It's not like directly the interview. They may be sending some questions to you. You should be answering them in the first round, and then goes the other phone interview, and then goes the group discussion, and then goes to the final round of interview. So we never know that what is the mode of, or how many stages of interviews are there for people regarding one particular organization. It's all up to them. So writing skills are very important, because when in that round where they send you some questions, you have to write and send. There you should be able to speak your mind properly. You should be they will observe your paraphrasing skills, your narrating skills, and also your sentence formation skills, how clear you are about your thoughts, because once we are clear in our thoughts, we will be clear in the sentences too. So they try to understand it from that. And also they may be asking about some previous previous experiences, or they may be asking you about your understanding or your interpretation of present or future scenarios. So writing skills will help like that way. And whereas the fourth one is critical thinking skills. Now, critical thinking skills are here in two ways. One thing about the individual critical thinking skills, where the student or the candidate or the one who is trying to apply for the job first understands the motto of job, the nature of the job, how much are they eligible, how much they will be interested in this one, what can be this will take, or this job will fetch, or this position will fetch, what will be their role, all these things. They being able to understand this the role and the job and the thing that is expected from them in all possible ways is what critical thinking skills from the student side. Whereas critical thinking skills during the interview, they may be asking some questions where they will ask you to reflect upon a particular situation. They may just tell any hypothetical situation and may ask you what will be your response or reaction to this one. Then also we should be able to think properly, and then answer according to what is to be done. Next one is before going to the interview, first, whenever you see that, okay, this is what I have to apply for something, then first put few questions to yourself before interview. What are the questions that you can pose yourself? First thing, why did you choose this job? What made you choose this job? What made you choose this? Is it only because your desperation that you want to get into any job? Point number one. Or is it your financial status that made you to choose this, because you are only looking at what is to be paid, what is paid to you? Or third one, do you think that this well suits you? This is what the company, are you more attracted towards the company rather than the role? Are you uh, clear about the role? Do you want to be in this role? Because if you want to be this in this role, what are your expectations from the role? Is it matching with your own drives, your own motives? Understand these things, put these questions, because why I'm saying this, because when I talk to a lot of youngsters, some people, particularly in rural areas, whenever they complete their graduation or post graduation, immediately they are in a hurry to get any job. So whatever comes the notifications, they continuously apply for one, for each and everything. So imagine that they have applied for some government job based upon the least qualification, and obviously they will crack the job. And they are in again a dilemma whether to take up the job that has this least qualification, or to wait and take up a job that will suit their highest qualification. So they will again be in dilemma, and some majority of them want to grab the opportunity because they don't want to lose the opportunity. But once they are going into the taking up that role, maybe there may not be a growth way, there may not be a way where these people can grow. Then their academic qualification, their academic excellence, or their individual abilities do not have a way to be displayed or used in the job that they are doing. Then obviously there will be a huge disappointment, and they cannot get any job satisfaction. So understand why are you taking up this job, because financial hurry, or just cracking, just want to prove that you are trying to get something, you have cracked something, just because you are attracted to the organization rather than the role. uh, all these things do matter, because getting in is maybe some way easy, but staying in and surviving in there every day counts. So that should be matching up with our attitudes, our qualifications, our core and hard, our core and soft skills. So think about all these things before. Then once if you have made up your mind that yes, you will apply for this, then first prepare a checklist. Read the notification carefully. Read the notification carefully, or read the advertisement, because some companies give that they want to recruit. They give their recruitment announcement either through newspapers or through online. Sometimes you just get by the word of mouth. You just know that there are openings in so and so company, you can apply. So you will just get a HR number or a HR account, mail account or something. Just will prepare your resume and you will send, without knowing what is the role and what are the expectations of the role, what does the role demand. Of course, with the name we understand what is the responsibility of the role, but every organization again has its own expectations from the company, whether even particularly about the timings. Just yesterday, day before yesterday, I saw a notification that they wanted a psychologist for some corporate company. Wow, I said like, okay, this is really great. Getting into a corporate company as a psychologist will be like a secured role for me rather than being a freelancer psychologist. But I had to go through the whole notification details. Then it was written like you should be able to work in 24/7 rotation shifts. So though the company is good, though the pay will be good, though the role will be good, though it is thing again that may differ from my possibility of working schedules. So be clear somewhere, some point, even if it clashes, then we may not be able to take up even if we get recruited. So please understand that if we are, of course we have to make few adjustments. Of course we have to undergo some negotiations. We should adjust, should compromise on some things, definitely. But we should see that that point is in the range of our compromise things or not. That also we have to be careful. Then prepare a checklist of what are to be submitted earlier, what are the qualifications, what is the eligibility criteria, and if everything is matched, then then prepare a checklist. What are the things that you have to make ready? Like if they have asked you to scan a copy of documents before for verification, sometimes generally it doesn't happen. First they will ask you to send the resume, they will call you, they may talk to you, And first the interview goes, and then later they may ask you to send certificates for a check. Sometimes it goes the other way. Sometimes there may not be many rounds of interview. Sometimes it may be just a direct interview, direct in-person interview, where they may be asking you to bring some documents along with you for the verification. So they understand the interview process, and then make a checklist according to that one. Now, then what are the checklist, as what I told now, what are to be submitted, what are to be carried on the date of interview, and what are to be submitted before the day. So make a checklist and prepare all these things. Then what you have to do is prepare your resume properly, and then keep it ready. Then what you can do is do some research. Do some research about the organization. That is very, very important. You should know that that what is the motto of this organization. Does it suit with your ideology or not? Everything may not match. You may not have 100% match, because because people are again different. Some people want their involvement to be increasing day by day in the organization, and they want to grow more horizontally, vertically, in all the ways possible in the organization. But for some it is just their role. They just want to do their role, and just end up, that's all. So it's again dependent upon the independent into every individual. But if you want to know about the other things, sometimes if I'm merely talking about some small organization, even if it is a big corporate kind of thing, nothing more than your own job will be under your control. All the rest things will be taken care by every assigned individual. You will not have anything or you to do with anything other than your job. But whereas when it comes to small organizations, because everyone may not get into a big organization as soon as they finish their graduation. Sometimes when they are a small organization, it is not just the responsibility of the assigned role. It is always something above it also. You may be involved in some other things also, maybe in the way the organization grows, maybe the way the organization is made popular, is brought to different people. So this way, when it is a newborn company or newborn organization, or it is like some startup, then word of mouth also plays very important role. It's not like just you are working to the work that is assigned to you. You may be also expected to spread its existence, the information about its existence and other things. Then what are they working for? What is the goal of the organization? What is the motto of organization? What is the nature? All these things should also match with your ideology. Otherwise, you will not be what we say, you cannot do those things that are expected from you above your job. So we may not get every detail before going into the organization, but yet if it is a smaller organization or it's a budding organization, there is a possibility that you get this information. And if it is already well established things, nothing can be done regarding this. It's only that you should think about what is the organization, when did it start, whether it has its wings in other things also. Like some companies are there which are into IT also, which are into other production, which are into technology, not only technology, along with other automobiles or other things. So understand what other wings does this organization has, and how many places is it located, other active cities in which it is located. Because later if you are asked to work in a different locations, then you may be having an idea that whether that will that suit you, or can you negotiate for any other location. So that will help you if you have a pre-hand information. And next one is ideology and targets. So what is the ideology of the organization? I mean, what is it aspiring for? So you should understand that one, that thing, and also its targets. Targets means here it's not like how much amount of turnover they want to do in a month. That nobody will tell. It's not targets is not like that. Where do they want to reach? For example, like some companies starting with a new product and they may hire you for something. Then you should know that where they want to spread it, or how much do they, what is their rivalry product, what is their competent product in the market, etc. This will help you. Then with whom are they competing, we will understand. So is that a competition, a small one or a bigger one, we will also have an idea. So this research done for regarding the organization will help you all in understanding this better. And also know about the stakeholders, who are they, because many products, if you are many companies, if you see, it is not just one person or one company. It's like a forum. There will be a board, or there will be another forum that is again having a group of members or a board of members. So you should be knowing the name also, right? How can I'll just give an example. Like if you talk about Ashirvad Atta. So Ashirvad is the name of the flour, wheat flour, but what is the company? It's in ITC. Okay, like that. So Hindustan Lever or Kevin Care, these are the products names are different, but the organization name is different. So don't think that I am telling very small things, but if it is for a student, it is important to know. And what is the basic things that we should know. We cannot always take for granted that people will know all this basic information. Maybe they would have never, their concentration would have never gone there. So it will be helpful. So if someone doesn't know also, let them know, share the awareness. Whereas next, great achievements, because in the recent past or in the recent times, maybe these organizations would have achieved something big. They may be in the news, they would have done something great. Then you can be able to quote them, or when they say that what do you know about the company, including this information about the company will leave in a very good positive impression. Otherwise, the stories like any crisis management, something has happened, how did they tackle it? If you know about that, then if there is a chance that you can discuss during the interview, that will be really great. For example, like very recently, we know that Maggie has got this complaint on it, that it has its masala has something that has lead. So what happened, everyone would have known this one, that this is a huge big breaking news, and people started throwing Maggie packets outside, people started dumping all these things. Then what was the step taken by the company? Does anyone having here who is in the meeting, do anybody have the idea that how did it react, what did they do to come out of this crisis? That's a big story. That's actually a very good crisis management case study. If you are interested in case studies of companies, that is actually a very good interesting case study during crisis management. So what they did was the global head of Nestle, they just said a wonderful thing, like that is the epitome of confidence that one can show regarding their product. The global head of the Nestle said that when I compare to my global sales, the sales of Nestle products, that too particularly Maggie in India, is not even of the sale of Nestle products in India is 20%. In that 20%, again, Maggie sells for 5%. So it is nothing a big thing for me. I will stop my trade of Maggie in India, but I will not accept that it has led. Let me go for a court case. Let me prove in the court. Let me prove it the quality, but I will not accept the acquisition that it has led. So let me. Otherwise, if you don't want this product in your country, let me know, and I am ready to take this risk, because financially it doesn't make something very big for me. So what his attitude, this attitude towards this crisis has given a lot of confidence in the employees, in the whole employee system of Nestle. That is how it also tells us the leadership quality. So when the leader is strong, when the leader is assertive, when the leader is very, very clear about his role and about his company and about the quality of the product, that gives a lot of confidence in the team also. So this is again a case study even for a leadership skill also. Then they could successfully win they could prove their product is not having any other such things in the food. So they could show that it is not led at all that is happening, and it's all a fake news or baseless news that has been circulated. So now again, what happened? Uh, it continued its production, it continued its market, it continues its stake, and yet everyone is again accepting it. So why I told this? Because this is, as I told you, this is something what you know about our product. If someone asks, you can if someone went to the same company and if they ask like, what do you know about our company or something, then you can say, you can narrate these stories that I have come up with this with this case study, and I found really great and exciting, and I could imagine that how confident can you be in a product and working with an organization which is pretty sure about its quality. So this is how you can give the narrate stories, or you can just tell about it's not like they don't know about company, but it's all about how much you know about their company will make them will leave a positive impression. So we can also, if possible, we can also meet any people, any ex-employers or senior employees of that organization. If you have known, then you can know about its work culture. You can know how do things work there, and you can also discuss what is there a good growth, what will be the other financial supports or other things, incentives that will be granted for the general employees in general. For the employees of that company, etc. That information nobody gives in the notification, nobody gives it to the paper, but only an employee who is working in that organization can only give you this information. So if possible, go and meet them or talk to them and understand about the organization a little more. Then prepare a common list of common questions that are asked in the interview. Everyone knows that where does an interview start from? Interview starts from tell me about yourself. So have you prepared that tell me about yourself? So understand that if you are trying to say that tell me about yourself, then from where are you going to start? Obviously, we will start with our name, then what? After name, what? After name, what? Are you going to tell about your academic qualifications? Are you going to tell about the place, the things? Or are you going to tell about what are you or why are you applying for this job, etc.? So you should have that proper structure of tell me about yourself. After that, again, the people will be asking some common questions. There are some common questions in interview like tell me about yourself, your work experience, and particular thing that everyone may ask about you in the common questions is why should we hire you? Why should we hire you? Or what do you expect from this job? What are your expectations from this role? Why should we hire you? What is the value addition that you can do to this company? So these are some common questions that will be asked, that may be asked by the interviewers. So if they ask you, as how just now we were discussing that there will be a lot of people with the same qualification, then why should the company hire you? Why should the company hire only you? Why, how are you above, or how are you better than all the remaining people, that you should be able to convince them with that their role of soft skills will play very well. Your ability to communicate, your communication skills, the way you show confidence, the way you show the credibility in the things that you share with them will give the decision making, will help as a wonderful factor for them to choose you. Prepare for these questions, prepare for these things, and then if possible, with the help of your friends or any other group of people, try to create a mock interview. You may know that group one people who are applying for group one, etc., they go for a mock interview. We can see a lot of videos even in the YouTube or other platforms. Videos will be there in this regarding this mock interview. So this will be very helpful, because you never know how much will you tremble, or how much will you fumble, or how much will you be confident, what is your body language, how will you sit in a chair, how will you face someone, how will you how fast do you talk, or how slow you talk in such a stressful scenario. You don't know. So when you do a mock interview, what happens is your brain, first thing that you will understand about yourself, that are you actually a person who gets who gets this fear while talking to people in particularly in this examining kind of scenario. In the normal conditions, we all talk very confidently, but what happens if it is an interview? We will first realize that how is our way of behavior, first thing. Second thing is, when we do this mock interview, our brain gets trained for this kind of situation. So when you are actually facing the interview, it understands all these things, that it understands, it does not feel any anxious, or it will not identify it as something which you don't know, because you have already practiced earlier. If there is no possibility of a mock interview, you can always do a mirror practice. You can just stand before the mirror, look at yourself, you will know. And looking at yourself and understanding this will definitely help you about how do you actually look and how do you actually behave. Looking into the mirror when you talk, you understand that how you actually look in others' eyes, because we can never know how are we. When we stand before the mirror and practice this, we will understand, and this will also add confidence. And resume plays a very important role. You can see nowadays there are a lot of websites that will tell you about how to write an effective resume. There are many support systems. There are some illustrative resumes that are already prepared, that you can go into them and you can check. Or there are even organizations or some websites where they prepare a resume, good resume for you, when you give them all the details. So use any sources according to your convenience and see that your resume is a effective resume. So now effective resume, because before your resume reaches the people. Understand this one. So who reaches first to the organization is your resume, later you. There is no guarantee that whether you will reach up to that level or not, but there is a guarantee that the resume reaches. So whether you will reach or not depends upon what does your resume convey. So that doesn't mean that to make it effective or to show yourself as eligible, please don't fabricate any information. Don't include any fabricated information. Only have that information that can be checked and confirmed. If they have to go for a check, if they want to check that, that should be a truthful information. Because when you are writing it and submitting to someone, it's like a proof document. It's a document. Now you should not send something contradictory things in your resume, because that will make them lose. That will make you lose credibility about you. The world is a small place. We never know that one mistake done for one organization will stay there only. People do move, organizations to move, we do move. So we don't know, but the impression that we create over there may get carried. So don't do wrong things only because you have to get through the interview. Next one is include all the necessary details. So what all needed? For that, I have told you that please take the support of any of your seniors, or if you know any people, or if not, no one is there, then take the help of websites or other support systems to understand that what a good resume should have all the things. What are all the things that are to be included in a resume? If I'm applying for a teacher job, it should have my educational qualification. It should have the teacher trainings I have attended. It should have the information of workshops that I have attended, I have conducted, and my years of experience, which year, where did I work, all these institutional experiences. At the same time, as a teacher, what are the qualities that I have as an ideal teacher, or what are my success stories? Can I give any examples? Can I quote something regarding my success? All these things I can include in my resume. So that's an example. So according to the industry that you belong to, you have to include those things. And on the day of interview, so reach early, keep your cool, don't get into discussions, do not engage long calls, and do not have other engagement. What does it mean? First thing, reach early. Reach early is because there are so many people who have the last minute things to do. If they have asked you, obviously we have to take one copy of resume along with us to the interview. Then we will see very commonly a lot of people then moving from one shop to the other shop to get the print of the resume. So that will again delay you reaching to the point, or just start early, go early, and reach early to the venue. Next, keep your cool. Don't be too much enthusiastic or tensed or something, because if that is there, you will be drinking a lot of water, going to washroom many number of times, moving here and there, going outside, coming inside, again going outside, coming inside, asking people, talking to people. So if you have this anxiety, because of your subconscious anxiety in your subconscious mind, you will be doing some very unrelated tasks. So keep your cool. Maintain your cool. Just don't be too tensed, or don't take that environment too light. Just maintain the balance. Next, do not get into any discussions. We see that if there are 10 to 20 people waiting in a hall in a particular place, then obviously we are human, we are social beings. We'll start our conversation with the next person. What is your name? What are you? And then also, where did you study? Where did you study? Or where did you work earlier? Okay, I worked here earlier. Then what happens is, some people are very extroverts, they are good extroverts. They mingle with people very fast, and they start conversing all in and out things sitting there. So that may disturb other candidates. That may also show an impression to the company that you are a too talkative person, and this may again affect tomorrow. Tomorrow, if you are hired, you may also start having talking clubs, speaking clubs with the other people, rather than concentrating on your work. So don't get into any such kind of discussions. Just see, if someone greets you, someone talks, it's like basic social thing that people do, introduce to each other, and maybe also wishing good luck to each other. Keep it that way. That's all. Don't get into any discussions, and don't even engage long calls. We will see that, okay, if it may take some half an hour or 45 minutes, you know that then we will see generally people sitting there and then making calls to friends or other people, then talking continuously for a long time, sitting before the help desk people. So it will be very disturbing and not appropriate in that scenario. The talking long calls is not good. And don't have other engagement. This is also very important. Where on the day of interview, if that interview is very important thing, then please don't have any engagements that are very close or near to that one, because we never know after going there how much time will it take. Because this is a very practical thing. You think that, okay, it will complete by some time, and when it doesn't complete, then you will be again and again going to that person and ask, like, how much time will it take, how much time will it take. That shows that you are very much desperate to move out from that place. So that doesn't give a good thing. Then during the interview, is when it comes to during the interview, then have a smiling face. Smile. Don't too much laugh, or don't be too much friendly. But as we say, face is the index of mind. Smile positively, confidently, look active, enthusiastic, and here look active, enthusiastic, and also look decent. That is also something we have to add, because what you wear on the interview day is very important. So I will talk about it regarding in the body language part also. But see that you look good. You look good. You look good doesn't mean that you are going for any modeling audition or something. So don't overdo with your hairstyles or something, or if you don't have the habit of wearing something, and on that day by force you have done that one, and from the next day you're not able to carry that kind of attire at all. So again, that shows a huge difference in you. It's not like that. So better as students, you should always make it a habit of a few things that are necessary in the later part of your life. Why I say this? Because there are so many students who are not comfortable in wearing a shoe, may not be comfortable in wearing a in-shirt with belt, and with the waist belt, or wearing a tie, or all these things, or even having the proper folds of their shirts, because they are in a student life earlier. So they will just always be dressed according to their own comfort. But once they have to go on the interview, because of the interview, they will do that on the day. But later, again, whenever possible, they will just they every day, if they have to dress in a proper office setup, it will always be a discomfort for them. So don't so what we say is, don't bring yourself into such uncomfortable position. Try to make some good habits try to make some dress habits and other things, where dressing habits right from your student age that will help you later. Then look confident. Don't look too much overconfident, and don't look less confident also. Both are important. Because if you are too confident, like your body language changes. Okay, when should I go? What is the thing? Okay, what is the process now? Later, so we will see that when some people want to just they just want to show that they are confident, and just they go to the help desk and again and ask, like they put lot of questions to the help desk people. Because they want to know that okay, I know all these things, like okay, so I know all these things, just to show, want to show like that. So don't do like that, or don't be less confident also. So be in the right confidence, because what are you is what are you, and to be very confident about yourself. This helps a lot. Remember that as a candidate needs a right job, a right, every employer or every organization also needs a right candidate. So it's like a mutual thing. It's not like the organization is giving you a life because they have given you a job, or you are not doing any favor to the organization by recruiting yourself into the by choosing that organization. Both things are not right. If someone says that, we generally see that when managers will recruit, they will say that for you getting into this organization is a big asset for you, because our organization is to this level. They say, because they have to say like that. But we should also understand that for small or big, for every organization, getting the right candidate is very important. And small or big, for us also, getting the right job, whether the organization is small or the organization is a popular one, but getting the right job that suits us is also very, very important. So it's like a mutual thing. No one is completely serving other here. It's like a give and take thing. So if you think like that, you will be more confident. Then coming to the communication, talk in a audible range. Don't be too loud or don't be too slow. Because just because you want to show that you are very obedient and you are very settled person, don't talk too slow that the interviewer have to again and again pardon you for listening what you are saying. And again, listen to understand. Please wait until whatever they are trying to say completes. After their sentence is completed, after they complete their sentence or question or interaction or something, and when they look at you to answer, then you start answering. Never cut the conversation of the interviewer in the middle or in the end. Wait for their sentence to be completed. Next, tell the story. This is what I told you, that you have to prepare a story, or prepare a story means it's not a cooked up story. It's like, how are you trying to present your experience? If you're already, if the person candidate is already an experienced person, has already faced some interviews, worked in few organizations, then there comes a point in the interview where they will ask you that how are you eligible for this post, or why should we hire you, or how is your value addition. Then they will have their experiences, the things that they have done in their previous company to narrate. So they can start like, when I was working with this company, something has happened. So my act was this, and because of this, this has happened as a result, like that. So they should be able to narrate it properly. If the interview is for a fresh postgraduate or fresh graduate, then they will not have any other previous organizational experiences. Then what can be the story? In that case, the story can be like, why did they choose this profession? Why did they choose this organization? So what can you convince that why did you choose this profession? Like if someone is asking you, why do you want to be a teacher? Then I should have like, no, because it is, your school is very near to my home, and your school always gives many holidays. I saw it from past 6 months, so I am joining your school. We can't say like that, right? So we should have something like, okay, I love teaching profession. Some people in my family are teachers. I look up to teaching profession as a very noble, something like that. So we should be we should tell that convincing thing, that why we have got convinced to apply for this or ready for this. So then comes the body language things. So body language thing includes dressing. So before that and after this, the thing very important is dressing. Always wear that you are comfortable in, first thing. Second one is if you always go in a formal dress. Don't ever go in a casual attire at all. Even if you have not you are not used to it earlier also, on the interview day it is compulsory for you to go in a formal attire. So now formal attire, there are many suggestions given all over. You will get this information at every place that whenever someone is wearing a formal attire, it should be light on the upper portion and dark in the lower part. Like the shirt should be in light color and the trouser should be in a dark color, and the shoe color and the belt color should match with each other. This is like the basic thumb rule for the things. And if you are using a tie, then see that the tie is not so too glary, or it's not uh, too much dragging the attraction or attention of others. You see that the best one that suits to the trouser, to the shirt that you have worn, first thing. Next thing, always wear a watch that is also good, that gives a good look. Now all these things, wear a shoe, definitely wear a shoe. Don't wear a sport shoes or something, wear a formal shoe. And these things are to be tried on the before day first. So that is something everyone also have to practice. Always practice, as I told you, if you do a mirror practice, that is good. Then if you can, if possible, do that mirror practice with the attire that what you have chosen to wear on the interview day. It will help two ways. One thing you will know, are there any flaws or something with the dress that you have chosen? If that is not possible, or if there is any problem with that dress, you will understand, because you used it, you are using it one day before. One thing. Second thing, you will know again, you will have a pictorial memory in your own brain that how will you look on that day. So that will give a confidence, that will not lead your brain to anxiety. So this pictorial memory in the mind will decrease the anxiety about your looks on the interview day, right? So both ways it will help. So have that use that and try it once, and never try new things on that interview day. If you have worn a shoe also, if you wear a shoe also, try it on the before day. So this will help. Next, for women, it is like any dress that looks confident, decent, and that suits to the working culture of that area. So you may be a completely we cannot say there is a huge range of things that are worn by particularly women candidates. So just go with that. That is quite decent. And now again, the definition of decent varies from person to person, society to society, place to place, organization to organization. But see that you know it better. As I say always, you are better judge. So wear it something which definitely gives a professional look when people look at you. So understand that and wear accordingly. Next, body language, stand stiff. Stand stiff, don't lean forward, don't lean backward. Stand stiff, see that your shoulders are parallel to each other and your spine is straight. That gives a confident look first. Then open your hands. While if you're offered a seat and if you're sitting, don't sit with both your hands crossed over each other, because that shows that you are a very conservative and closed person. So that's a negative sign in the body language. So you should have open hands. So whenever you are trying to tell something, you can just use a hand to open and express one thing. Otherwise, you keep both the hands on your lap and you can sit confidently. Next, don't never cross your legs. Don't keep crossed legs one over the other, or have one leg over the other and sit before people. Obviously, we don't do that one, but yet it is always better, because some people who if they are trembling, if they are shivering from inside, to cover that, they will try to control the shiver by placing one leg over the other. So otherwise, they will start rubbing their legs one over the other out of anxiety, or rubbing one hand over the other, or playing with their ring, something, or playing with the watch. women playing with their bangles, or always setting their hair, or trying to set up their dupatta, etc. These are like some non-sinking actions. Why do we do all these things? We don't want to, we don't do all this by our consent or our consciousness, because we do it out of the anxiety that we have in our subconscious mind. So understand that if you have any such non-sinking actions, see that you limit them, you minimize them, and you avoid them. Next, coming to the eye contact. Look at the person who is talking to you. So whoever is talking to you, look into the eyes of that person, and try to converse with an appealing look. Now, looks are also again different way. Don't always look with a question or a doubt, or don't look like you are already having a lot of fear. So don't look frightened or something. No, look pleasingly, look appealingly, and just talk to the person by looking into their eyes. Next, post-interview, what you can do is you can ask some questions. If they have, they will definitely ask you that, do you have any questions to ask? Then if you have any questions during the interview, you can also ask them, like if you have any questions regarding the thing, or if you want to know about the role, a little more about the role. If you did not get the clarity, then you can definitely ask the HR person, or you can know about, you want to know about the timings or something, then all these things can be discussed with the HR person. So don't feel, don't hesitate to get a clarity about your role. Of course, you will not ask about how much this thing, about more deeper financial things. They may not reveal about that one. But you can ask about the time duration, or you can ask about the location. You can ask about what is this role? Is there a way that it can be changed from one department to the other department? You can also discuss with the HR that what is the growth plan, what is the growth structure in this company. You can ask, like, after 2 years in this role, where what is this I can aspire for? You can ask definitely those questions, and it's not wrong if you're trying to get a clarity, but these are to be discussed with the HR. So understand whom to ask these questions. You should not ask the manager who is trying to hire you or something, or if you have a group of interviewers, then you may not be asking this question. You shouldn't be asking this question. But if you have such things, you can ask the HR. Then you should also know about whom you should be in touch with. Though they will say that, okay, we will get back to you, even though they say, but it's always better you take their email ID or something. You shouldn't be asking their phone numbers, but you can take their email ID or something, where you can just, if there is no response, or if you are anticipating any response, you can just ask after a day or two. Then you can also ask about by what time do you expect a call back, or get a response from, because sometimes you may have to apply for 2 or 3 jobs at a time, because the notification is there. Then it will be easy for you to choose. You just can't wait and for any amount of time. You should know that whether you cracked it or not after a period of time. So you should know what is that period of time. That's all. They may not be telling you the right date, but at least they will tell you, we'll get back to you in 10 days or 1 week or 15 days, etc. like that. And few more things to remember, that it's not always just getting into the organization is not enough. There are few things that have to be taken care. So never badmouth about your previous company. It's like you got a very good job in a new company, you want to move away. Now that doesn't mean that while you are moving away from the past company, you just behave however you want. You cannot have a rude exit, or you should not have an inappropriate exit from the previous organization, because as I told you, the world is a small place. People do change, leadership roles do change from one company to the other company. So it is very important that you carry a very good what we say, feedback with you when you are going into the new company. And even after going into the new company, never talk bad about the previous company. Of course, you will not like something, or you would not have found some growth, or there may be some problems, or there may be some issues which may have made your mind to try for a new job. That will be there, but you need not discuss those things with any other in the new company, because that will tell that that will not leave a good impression on you. So don't do that one. Also, this is very important. One more important thing for all the students that who are trying to apply for jobs for the first time, understand the work nature of the role that you are applying for. This is very important. Why I'm telling this? Because we see a lot of nowadays there is a this thing called internship. So why is this internship concept has come? Because as a student they will learn a lot of theoretical knowledge. So being an intern in some other place will give them a knowledge about the practical applicability of it. First thing. Second thing, to understand that what is a work culture, what does this role expect from the employee. It is again different, because you should be able to sit before your device or sit in one place and work for long hours. Maybe sometimes you have to work irrespective of the time that this whole world is following. It's like morning you have to work, night you have to sleep. There is something format that this world have, but sometimes some roles are like that you are no way related to this kind of world things. Like your work will decide whether you have to wake up or you have to sleep. Some roles are like that, and it may not be all the time. It may be just only for some particular point of time. Then we should not get into frustration, or we should not think that out of ignorance I have chosen this, I have just messed up with my life. You should not have this feeling. So you should know that what that role expects from you. What that role expects from you. For example, it's like marketing or something you are into, or you are a global head, you are a particular regional head of a particular thing. I mean, now you are an employee, your location is just to one place, but later on if you want growth, it is a growth, definitely you have to move between different cities or different places. Then traveling may be a by default thing. So you should be a person, while choosing that one, you should be a person who can also enjoy traveling, or at least appreciate traveling, or at least to the least who doesn't hate traveling, is something very important. If you have chosen a marketing field and you don't want to travel, things will not work at all like that, because by default they expect the person to be traveling. So if you think that if you hate traveling or if you don't like traveling, every time when you travel, that will leave a lot of physical and mental fatigue in you, then that will definitely affect the work. Understand when you are taking up the role itself, understand what is expected from that role. So you should be able to appreciate that process also, not only results. You should be able to appreciate everything. If you have to move in the market, you should be moving in rain, in sun, you will get sweat, you have to walk, sometimes you have to get into an auto, sometimes you have to stand on the road, sometimes you have to go into anywhere. But are you ready for all these things? So that is how we should make. So everyone may not take up a marketing job. This is different. Now if you have taken a teaching job, now again it expects long standing and long talking for hours. So that is the criteria. If you have taken a medicine kind of scenario, maybe a technical person only, but only from a medical kind of thing or medicine kind of thing, then sometimes they need an immediate assistance. It's not like my work time is over, so I am just getting off, I'm logging off. No, that is how the industry that you are working in has some way of work culture that we have to understand, and we should make up our mind before going there. Because once you are just looking at the role and the job and financial thing and the office, your chair, your desk, and tomorrow every day you have to go and survive there. If these things are getting a clash, then every day will be difficult for you. And understand that to understand the work culture also, you should work for a significant amount of time in one particular organization. Because whenever an organization is hiring, it is investing some time, some energy, some money in you. In the same way, you are also investing your time and energy in the organization while you are understanding your work. So you should definitely give some significant amount of time. You have to work with the organization for a significant amount of time to not to waste this investment. You should understand the work completely, try with it, and try to adapt the things excel, try to excel the things, discuss with your seniors. If you don't know what to do, if you don't find a way, discuss with them, find the solutions. After doing all these things also, if you don't find any alternative, then only the last alternative is to change the job. But your resume also shows that how consistent are you. If an organization is hiring you, investing in you some time and energy and training you, then you are just out of that organization every year or 1.5 year, or for every 6 months. That will not at all, though you are having high qualifications, though you are having good soft skills, but if you are not consistent, and if you are not taking up a significant time to understand the organization and your work, new organizations will not hire you. Remember that and understand that. And we have to, that is the reason why when we are choosing the job itself, think and know, understand about it as much as possible before you go and adapt the change. Definitely there will be a difference in from one organization to other organization, even though the work you do is the same. Maybe you will be doing the same work in one organization and the other organization also, but yet work cultures of or levels, pay levels, or incentives, or other additional things, etc., maybe how do they deal with their how do they deal with their staff, their people. These things may be differing from one organization to the other organization. So prepare your mind for that one, because once you go to the new organization and then you start comparing it that they used to give me this medical insurance, they used to give me this, I used to get like that, we used to have outings, we used to have team lunch, we used to go there. Here nothing is there, here it is only work and work and work. So you should not be feeling frustrated about it. These are very, very, very small things. Don't compare between any two organizations. Better adapt to the new thing rather than comparing with the previous one, and learn and enjoy the work culture. So whatever is it, it is what you are in now. So enjoy it and learn something or other from each and every person. Once we crack the job, it doesn't mean that we have learned everything and we need not learn anything. So if everyone should be a lifetime learner, who in whatever industry they are in, everything shows them, everything teaches them, every person around them teaches them. Keep an open mind, be ready to be negotiable, be like approachable, like try to gel in with the people, and be a good teammate, be a good leader, and be a good employee. So these are the things that I can tell you regarding for students to make up their mind for the interviews they do. So this is what from my side. I hope this is useful for you. And that's all from my side. You have several stuff flowing in the internet regarding interview skills, and I would suggest you that don't go too much deep into something other than concentrating on your skills and just displaying what you know. What you know about you is what you are going to display there, because there were some funny suggestions that I have seen, I have come across while working on these interview skills. Like people are even telling you how much why like suitable length of widening your smile, or how do you look at your senior, or look at those people in the interview. All these things, so much of useless and needless and unnecessary information is also there. So because this is not an art. Interview skills is like, as I told you, you are not representing some other new person, you are just trying to represent yourself in a better form. That's all. Remember that interview doesn't mean that you try to create a perfect ideal person and then represent there. You are not representing any other person who is outside you. It is only you trying to represent yourself there, but trying to represent yourself in a better way. So never try those things which are completely out of you, or don't try for artificial things, because this is not some dance form that you know how to move your hands, how to move your head, and how to move your eyes. And it's not like any kuchipudi or Bharatanatyam that you train and just practice it so much at your home and go there. You will never do anything. Understand that no one can do anything out of their natural thing for a long time. It will be very, very temporary. So better not to be like that, and try to be as natural as you are. So that is the reason why confidence or communication skills or writing skills, body language things cannot be learned, should not be learned in one day. That is the reason why you should inculcate all these things right from your student life, so that when the day comes when you have to represent yourself over among a group of people or before someone who is trying to validate you, it becomes a very natural representation rather than bringing something out for that examining scenario. So that is all from my side. And thank you very much for giving your time uh, to listen to my session. And also thank you inSAKE Academy for giving me this particular topic so that I can share my thoughts and views on this one. Thank you very much.